Hello everybody. Now, just a heads up, I'm feeling kind of sick right now, so I'm going to try to make this very quick. So this is my May update for the 91st Annual Academy Awards predictions. So, I don't know if there's really a whole lot to say. I'm going to show you my results, and I'm going to have a little bit of commentary. But not a whole lot has changed. I'm just going to walk you through my current predictions. Okay, first of all, Best Animated Feature. I now have Big Fish and Begonia nominated over Lou Over the Wall. Both are foreign films. I believe both are Japanese. Outside of that, there's not much change. I feel there's got to be one foreign film in it. And I feel like Early Man is probably going to get nominated, even though that film did not get a very big response. It sort of just came and went, but at the end of the year they're going to be like, hey, there was an Aardman stop-motion claymation film, right? And they love those. Remember, they nominated Pirates, and they gave Wallace and Gromit the win in this category. So, you never know, they really like their Aardman. Okay, so, next category. Best Sound Mixing. Okay, this category, now, one thing that you'll notice throughout these videos is that the film Kursk has been significantly downplayed. I originally had it nominated for a bunch of stuff. I realized that both Operation Finale and Kursk are two movies that nobody else is talking about in terms of awards. And I feel that having both of these movies on for getting a bunch of nominations is kind of a risk. So I decided to take out Kursk. I feel that that film might do well in the sound categories. Excuse me. But I don't really know. It might feel like just a repeat of Dunkirk, or maybe it'll be something like Sully, or it won't be a big deal, or what's the name of that movie? Deepwater Horizon. Like, it's going to be a big war movie with a lot of fancy sound, but it might not be an overall Oscar thing. And also, I have A Quiet Place nominated. Don't know if that's going to happen, but if there's any place for that movie to get nominated, it's here. Best Sound Editing. I'm now predicting Avengers Infinity War to be nominated. I saw that one recently, and I feel that it's likely to get at least one nomination at the end of the year. Outside of that, there's not really a whole lot to add here. This is the sound category. Best Original Song. Again, we really don't know anything about this category. There are some good... I assume A Star is Born and Mary Poppins Returns will both have multiple songs. Outside of that, it's all 100% guesswork. Best Original Score. Yeah, I'm trying to see... Black Klansman, I will say they changed the title for that. It's Black Klansman. I have no idea how it's going to be properly fonted, or that's not the right word. That's not even a word. But I have no idea how they're going to display that title in the poster. Just that thing is my best guess. Best Visual Effects. I am predicting Infinity War to be nominated, and Black Panther, which is probably a bit of a risk. It's tricky because Infinity War, as of right now, is the bigger movie, but Black Panther is probably going to be the one that's remembered in time. Then again, superhero movies don't usually do very well at the Oscars as a rule, so we'll see just what happens with these two movies. Sorry again. Best Makeup. Really, I don't think too much has changed here. A lot of these films have gone up. I think Bohemian Rhapsody, Mary Poppins Returns. It's hard to know what they want in this category, either big fantasy makeup or aging makeup or realistic makeup, like transforming real people into other famous historical figures. It can be tricky. Last year they gave it Darkest Hour, which was a pretty impressive makeup transformation. I think this one will go to Backseat. That looking like a pretty strong contender for the win as of right now, but then again, it's May, and it's kind of early to talk about stuff like that. Best Costume Design. Once again, Mary Poppins Returns and Mary Queen of Scots. The two Marys are the big contenders in this category, and I expect it will remain that way for a while. But I'm seriously thinking that Black Panther can contend here. Superhero movies don't usually get nominated, but I feel that the whole Wakandan wardrobe, like there's some impressive stuff in that movie, and it may very well be a big player. We'll get to that in more detail later, but watch out for a bunch of these other movies. Best Production Design. I now have First Man in the #1 slot over Mary Poppins Returns. I'm not 100% confident about that. I think First Man is a more likely winner, but Mary Poppins Returns is still very likely to be nominated. I think, yeah, just by the trailer alone, it looks very impressive. So we'll see what happens. I heard a few people say that Mary Poppins Returns could contend for picture or actress. Let's wait till it comes out first. We don't know how good it's going to be. Best Cinematography. Not really a whole lot to add here, I don't think. Ad Astra, for those of you who are wondering about that film, I don't think I mentioned it anywhere else, but the cinematography is Hoyt van Hoytma, who did Dunkirk, and in Interstellar, he's been working with Christopher Nolan a lot recently, and he does some really good cinematography, so don't be surprised to see Ad Astra pop up at least in cinematography category. And in case you're wondering, no, Roger Deakins does not have a movie coming out this year. Best Film Editing. I apologize if it feels like I'm rushing through these, but like I said earlier, I am kind of sick, and I just want to get this out of the way. I put Avengers in here. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. It is a 2.5-hour long movie that doesn't feel that way at all, so props on the editor there. But yeah, it can be interesting to, when you do these lists, you got to fill out your 10th spot, and I just noticed there's a typo with backseat. There's one more space than usual. Oh well, no one's gonna care anyway. I have no idea how many people watch these videos. I made a typo. Oh no, people are gonna unsubscribe. I don't even think I have, what, a double-digit amount of subscribers. No one's gonna care about that. I'll try to make less typos in the future, but yeah. Oh, and also I have Black Panther picked as an editing nominee. So let's fingers crossed. We'll see just how well that film does. Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, I wanted to stress something here. I put Avengers Infinity War in the top 10, and here's why. Because if you really look at what that film did from a writing perspective, it is really, really impressive. I think that it might almost have a shot at getting nominated for writing if you really look at it. Because Black Panther, good film, good screenplay, but it still comes across as a superhero movie, and it still does follow a lot of typical tropes of the genre. Avengers Infinity War. Sorry, I'm tired, it's really late. Avengers Infinity War, what that movie had to do in balancing like 20 main characters and making sure that everyone got an ample amount of screen time and making sure that everyone had their own little arc, and at the same time not making it too crowded, making it so it's a very simple story to follow despite everything that's going on. And the ending, like, from a sheer writing perspective, that movie is really, really incredible. So, I don't know. I'm sort of wishing that people pick up on it in screenplay, if nowhere else. Okay, original screenplay. I have Tully predicted. Don't know how well that's going to do. A Quiet Place is a bit up. Again, the up and down arrow is signified how well it's gone. You can go back and watch the previous videos if you want to see where it was. But basically, if it's an up arrow, it means I have it higher in my predictions than I had last month, and if it's down arrow, it means I had it lower. So not much to say. Keep a serious eye on 8th Grade, though. That movie looks like it has the potential to be this year's Lady Bird, so really keep an eye on that. Best Supporting Actress. Once again, I'm sticking to my guns that this year could be Amy Adams' year to finally win an Oscar. Jennifer L. Has gotten a lot of very strong word of mouth, though. I feel if anyone has the potential to beat Adams, it's Jennifer L. Claire Foy is doing the standard supporting wife role in a big Oscar bait film. And then Margot Robbie and Nicole Kidman are there to round stuff out. A lot of impressive looking nominees here. I'm curious to see how well it's done. One thing I want to say, and I apologize for the yawning. One thing I want to say is that there are two movies, Beautiful Boy and Boy Erased. I don't know how well either of those movies are going to do. I keep getting them confused with each other. One of them has Timothy Chalamet and the other one has Lucas Hedges. Boy Erased is about a gay conversion therapy center, which is also what Miseducation of Cameron Post is about. And Beautiful Boy is, I think, just about a father and son relationship with Steve Carell. I forget which one is Lucas Hedges and which one is Timothy Chalamet. I think Timothy Chalamet is Beautiful Boy. It's hard. We're almost done. We don't know what's going to happen with these categories. Moving on. Best Supporting Actor. Now, I came this close to having Michael B. Jordan as a Best Supporting Actor nominee, and I chickened out at the last second. And I just realized that the numbers are messed up. You know what? Screw it. It's late. I'm not going to re-record it. You can number it all in your head. I am so sorry. I'm going to try to not make this mistake again. Because you think you go over everything, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be updated. You need to change the names around, then you need to put the arrows, you need to make sure the arrows are the right colors, and you need to make sure the numbering is right. So this is like the one mistake I made, and you gotta go over these things carefully. I apologize. You can do the math in your head. Michael B. Jordan came really close to getting nominated, but I didn't put him in there in the end. I am interested to see how Adam Driver's career goes, because he's really on the rise. I think him as a Best Supporting Actor winner for BlacKkKlansman, and I just realized I didn't do the K thing. Best Supporting Actor is not my category. I think we should just move on so you don't have to look at this category anymore. Best Actress. I put Emily Blunt at number 10. We don't know. I saw someone be like, if anything could happen, Emily Blunt is overdue for an Oscar nomination. That's definitely true. She deserved one for Girl on the Train. She's also got A Quiet Place this year, and she's done a lot of great work over the years. I think Emily Blunt, again, we have to see how she does. We have to see how the movie is. But it is an Oscar-winning role. It is a role that stepped into that another person won an Oscar for. And we all saw how Jeff Bridges got a nomination for playing an Oscar-winning role in the remake of True Grit. So we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, all the rest of them. And I am predicting Stephanie Germanotta to be nominated for A Star is Born. For those of you who don't know, Stephanie Germanotta is the real birth name of Lady Gaga. And, I don't know, musicians starring in films has worked. It can be hit and miss. Sometimes we get a Cher and Moonstruck, other times we get a Glitter. And the top 4 I feel very confident about. I don't think I need to change the top 4. Okay, Best Actor. Now, I put Ben Foster here for Leave No Trace. I forgot to put the girl in for Best Supporting Actress. The trailer looks good and looks very Oscar baity. It's from the director of Winter's Bone, female director. So keep an eye on that movie. And Rami Malek I also included here because he's in Bohemian Rhapsody, and he's got a really good career too. He won an Emmy for Mr. Robot. He was also in Short Term 12, Night at the Museum, and Until Dawn. I'm always liking when people cross mediums from video games and movies. Rami Malek really gives a great performance in Until Dawn. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about this category. Best Director. Again, this close to putting Ryan Coogler up there. I have Spike Lee now. What's interesting is that this year could be sort of a rematch of 2016, where it's Damien Chazelle versus Barry Jenkins. Of course, in 2016 it was La La Land versus Moonlight, and this year I think First Man versus If Beale Street Could Talk, those two movies are going to be in top contention in a lot of big categories. So I'm curious to see, it'll play like a round 2, and maybe this year Barry Jenkins will win Director and First Man will win Picture, and it'll be a nice way to give both directors stuff. At the moment I have Giselle winning just simply because he seems like the most likely to be nominated. Yeah, so that's also have Deborah Granick at number 10. I'm kind of curious to see Leave No Trace. I think that might be a real interesting film. Finally, Best Picture, and you will notice that I did indeed put Black Panther in the lineup. That being said, I just noticed that we have 4 Best Picture nominees that start with the letter B, and I think at least one of them has to go. But yeah, I don't know how it's gonna happen here. Please. So sorry. Last on, I promise. These Best Picture nominees look promising, but we don't know much about them. I have Leave No Trace in there, but again, you don't know if there's going to be exactly 10. It's 8 or 9. It's either all of them up to Black Panther, all of them up to Miseducation. We don't know, and I put in like the top 15. I'm sorry if I seem really disinterested this update. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and as I said, I'm sick and I am tired. Literally. My throat is feeling sore. So yes, these are my predicted nominees. Will Black Panther be Best Picture nominee? I don't know. The reason I decided to have it in my 10 is because recently I've noticed that when it comes to Best Picture, if there's one movie that comes out early in the year and people talk about it and I don't think it's going to happen, it happens. Last year, I was against Get Out getting a Best Picture nomination for a very, very long time, and then I finally turned the corner on it. Mad Max Fury Road, I didn't think that could happen. Grand Budapest Hotel, didn't think that could happen. It's always the movie that comes out early in the year, and I'm usually one of the naysayers, so maybe it's time I stop being a naysayer. But then again, I have to make sure that everybody else is on the boat with me. Like in 2016, I tried to make this happen with Zootopia, and it didn't really work. That was not a Best Picture nominee. Okay, so those are my predictions. Thank you for watching. See ya.